What's up, YouTubers? My name is Mickey, and I'm just another face on the internet attempting to join the famed halls of the commentary genre. I've been wanting to start a commentary channel for a while now, I just haven't done it due to anxiety, laziness, imposter syndrome, but mostly feeling just way too old to do it at this point. I know I look a little long in the tooth. I know you see the whites in my beard. You can tell exactly how old I am by the way I just said, "What's up, YouTubers?" and the fact that I just used the phrase long in the tooth. But getting older isn't all that bad, except for the inevitable fact that death is looming ever closer with every day that passes, but everything else is pretty decent. I've got a steady job. I just became a homeowner. Thank you. Thank you. Settle down. Thank you. And I find myself enjoying new things that I didn't enjoy before, like decorating. See this cool plant wall behind me? I made it, and I'm pretty proud of it. It looks pretty sweet. Why is this LED strip hanging out though? Well, because I have ADHD and I struggle to finish any project to completion. I will come back to finish this though. I will finish this in like 6 months when a random burst of motivation hits me.
You sure about that?
But now that this project is basically done, my brain wants to move on to a different part of the house. I need a source of inspiration that's really unique, really different, and something like I've never seen before. And in trying to think of such a place to draw inspiration from, I remembered a home improvement show I used to watch when I was younger. A very, very insane home improvement show. The show's called Monster House.
It's a monster house, it's a monster house, and we all just love it, it's a monster house.
The whole premise of this show is batshit crazy. Homeowners, usually a family, will agree to give up their house for an extreme makeover based around a theme of their choosing.
These homeowners have agreed to let Steve and his crew transform their single-story ranch house into a race car retreat.
The show is hosted by a guy named Steve Watson, and he's a bit of a mystery. There's barely any information on this guy. I don't know what happened to him, but I hope he's doing well. I hope you're doing well if you happen to see this. The only thing you really need to know about Steve is that he's a man's man who's manly and just into man stuff. And he's a man, and he don't take no bullshit from nobody. He's a man, and don't you forget it. Aside from being the host of the show, his job is to basically make this as hostile of a work environment as possible.
If they lose, then I lose. I have to talk to the family, and I have to take the family and show them a half-finished house, and I'm just not willing to do that.
Ooh, biting into an apple. Somebody knows their rules of cinema. If you don't know, if a character bites an apple in a movie, it typically means they're arrogant, villainous. They're usually not the good person. And well, Steve is pretty on brand. He does help with the building of things, but they don't really show that a lot. So the sense that you get as the viewer is he's just kind of hovering on set and telling everybody that they're working too slowly. And that's it. That's his job. He's just there to be an asshole. That's it. And it's really fun to watch. So the show starts with a design phase where a team of people with varying skills is called in to design the projects. And I really love the forced dialogue of reality television.
Well, let's take a look at this thing.
It's kind of really simple Type 5 construction house, slab on grade, 2x4 construction, aluminum windows. Guys shouldn't have too much trouble doing just about anything they wanted.
Like, what did he really just say right there? All he said was, yep, that's a house, and we can build stuff in it if we want to. Everyone on the design team seems competent enough to be there, but then they introduced the guest designer of the week.
And this week's guest designer, drag racer Ron Capps.
This guy has no business being here other than the fact that he's a drag racer and this is a racing-themed house. And for some reason, he's in charge of the concepts that they're going to come up with. Now, what do you suppose happens when somebody who has no knowledge of home design is put in charge of home design?
Gas station where they change your oil, and you know they got those air hoses that come down. Flashy red toolbox. You got to make something out of the table. Let's say a hood, a headers, or use a fan or something to get the air out.
Yeah, you gotta have some headers.
Let's put a car in there.
Gotta do something in the master bedroom.
Make the bed into a car.
Everything he suggests is absolutely ridiculous.
All right, how about the kids' room? The kids' room, we've got to take care of the kids. I'm thinking the trunk of a car.
Say what now? You want to take care of the kids? And you're thinking the trunk of a car? Steve, do you want to kill the kids? I'm telling you, we got to do something about these kids. The things we're going to put in this house are going to end up killing them anyway, so let's just speed that process up, okay? Pop the trunk. That's so fucking stupid.
Kids' room, we've got to take care of the kids. I'm thinking the trunk of a car. If you're going to have the front end of a car here, then why not just have the back end of a car there?
I wish he kept going and just trying to replace literally everything in the house with a car. Living room, we mount the side of a car to the wall, and that's the TV. We deconstruct a station wagon, and that's the couch. We pull up the entire front lawn, and we plant thousands of Hot Wheels, and that's the grass. Steve, you good, bro? We cut the legs off the family dog, put wheels on them, gouge out its eyes, and replace them with headlights, and that's their pet now. Steve!
Could you literally pull the car right into the house?
I'd love to have cars in the house.
It's extreme, but that's what the show's about. Let's put a car in there.
It's extreme, but if that's what this show's about, look, you guys can do whatever you want, please. I just want to go home. Please, don't hurt me. I just want to go home.
Why not just have the back end of a car there?
How can you get the piece of the car in there?
Not my problem, I just want it there.
Not his problem. This is one thing Steve does a lot in every single episode. He will suggest a project that is impractical, unrealistic, but he will make it happen. He will force these things to happen. Things he suggests only get wilder from here.
I stand in the kitchen and I want to feel like I'm in a garage.
What? You want to stand in the kitchen and feel like you're in the garage? This is tame. This is very, very tame for what is to come for the rest of this show. For the designs, we have a toolbox kitchen, classy, a car hood dining table, very usable, half of a car couch, which honestly, that one sounds pretty dope, an airbag bed, which we all know what that's for. All of these guys get so horny every time this bed project is brought up.
They've been married a while, right?
Yeah.
So you know when you get married a while, things kind of calm down in bed. So you get a little bed, get things going a little bit.
Airbags.
Bed's got to move like a cheap hotel.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if we made the bed bounce and jump and shake? Because you know what happens on a bed. Bedtime snacks, and then the crumbs get everywhere, so if we have hydraulics making the bed shake, then the crumbs still fall to the floor, and then the dog car can clean it up.
I love you, Papa.
And a lounge chair, they want to go 30 miles per hour in 5 seconds. There is absolutely no regard for practicality or safety on this show. A brand new group of people is called in to build this stuff.
This week's crew: Michael Reagan, Hollywood production designer; Kurt Myers, robot builder; Travis Kenny, street rod customizer; Danny Snell, master electrician; and Lester O'Malley, general contractor.
And if the ridiculousness of these designs wasn't enough, here is the best part of the show.
The challenge: complete this entire remodel in only 5 days.
That's right. They only have 5 days to complete all of these projects from scratch. Why put a time limit on this? Because fuck the homeowners. That's why. They have no idea what's going to be done to their home. All that matters is they're going to like whatever happens to their home, whether they like it or not. This is what happens when gaslighting meets home improvement. And not only do they have 5 days to complete these projects, this whole show is a competition for them to win a set of tools.
The prize: for each of them, a tool package worth over $3,000.
And if they don't finish on time, then I don't know, fuck the homeowner's property value, I guess. Although the property value is going to suffer whether they finish the projects or not. Like, this probably ruined lives. They will not, none of these people will be able to sell their homes. Also, what's the main focus of the show here? Is it about the makeover, or is it about the competition for the tools? Yes, but I would argue that it's more about the competition than the home makeover, because in reality, they don't really give these homes a makeover at all. When I hear home makeover, I think new paint, new roof, new siding on the house. Maybe they bring in new furniture. They don't do anything to make the overall house look better or new. They just add a bunch of obnoxious fixtures in different parts of the house. This is basically Pimp My Ride, but for your house. You can also tell how old I am by the age of this meme format. I didn't think that memes would also be something that aged generationally. And what I'm trying to say is, you can pinpoint how old someone is based on the memes that they grew up with. And that is just a crazy concept to me.
It's first thing Monday morning. The Lopez family heads for the motorhome.
All right, let's tear it up. Take care of my house.
Did he say tear it up?
The mom in this episode is so funny. And again, I think this just goes back to like reality forced dialogue. Every phase of this episode, she's just like, whoa, did they say tear stuff up? Whoa, they're tearing stuff out of the home. It's like, what did you expect?
Item 1 on their to-do list, a keyless entry.
Gentlemen, good morning. Let's get to work.
I gotta be honest, that was a pretty cool entrance, but now we just have a draft in the house for the next 5 days, because I know no one's gonna fix that front door. Also, the front door wasn't part of the renovation, so why did we do that? Also, what's up with all the smoke in the house? Tearing down a door doesn't produce that much smoke. What were you doing in there, Steve?
Here, the layout and the planning is going to be the most crucial.
Only this part of the house, though. Everywhere else, we can kind of just blindfold ourselves and just, do whatever. But this part, this is where we're going to need some layout and planning for sure. Then the supplies they're going to need for all of these projects start rolling in one by one.
What happened to gravity? I was careful with my wood.
Are you guys going to fix that divot in my yard? Is that part of the home improvement package? There's a few specialty items that some of the boys are going to have to go offset to go get. That rhymed.
Something like that. I want the front end of any type of Honda.
Ah, yes. Nothing screams ultimate fandom of racing than any type of Honda. Just whatever you got. We got 5 days. I need to hurry. I'll take a Toyota at this point, to be honest with you. Day 1 ends, not much is done, and they decide to leave around 8 o'clock, which is a little bit early, and this is kind of where the strategy of the competition comes into play. So the crews have no obligation to be on set for any certain amount of time. They can work as much or as little as they want. So some nights they'll work late into the night, some days they'll leave early, and depending on how the math works out at the end, all of those decisions could come back to haunt them. Remember, there's $3,000 worth of tools on the line, which is, I guess, the price we're putting on this family's happiness. The show will periodically check back in with the family, but there's really no point to it other than to just fill time for the episode. Because every time they check back in, it's just them being like, yeah, we have no idea what's going on in there.
I really can't worry about what they're going to do because I have no idea what they're going to do.
Day 2 starts with Lester hustling a company out of a $10,000 fan.
We're going to pound today.
Last night, Lester came up with an inspired idea for amping up the existing ceiling fans.
We're just going to run a fan above the stove to the corner, and it's going to run over to the living room and run our ceiling fan.
And as cool as that sounds, you're going to soon see that Steve still has a problem with it. The back end of the car shows up, and this is where things start to deviate from their original vision.
Steve sees a problem.
I don't think this thing's necessary. I think this thing gets in the way.
That was the whole idea. You guys talked about a hatch and a picture.
I just changed it. Screw it. Get rid of it.
Need more headroom? Nix the trunk lid.
And there it is, the slow dwindling of the very cool concept projects. It's almost like 5 days isn't enough to do stuff like this. The team seems to be working pretty decently fast, and on day 2, they pretty much get the toolbox kitchen set up and the trunk of the car in place.
That, gentlemen, is how you put a car in a house.
Hope you have a big trunk, because I'm putting my bike in it.
And before we get to day 3, Carol shows up to just continue being confused.
No one will let me know anything, so I really can't get too excited because I have no idea what's going on.
Yep. Well, that was the agreement, Carol. We take your house and do stuff to it. We had a contract. We had a meeting. We talked about this. You signed paperwork. I'm still flabbergasted as to what exactly you were expecting to happen here. Day 3 starts, and Kurt is only now getting started on this racing chair.
So far, all he's got is a steel frame, onto which he'll need to mount wheels, motors, batteries, belts, and assorted gizmos. Beyond that, the plan is a little sketchy.
Oh, the plan is sketchy for a motorized lounge chair that goes 30 miles per hour and has no safety features in it? You don't say. Day 3 is also when we're going to focus on the car hood dining room table, and surprise, surprise, there is problems with this idea.
A sloped hood isn't exactly the ideal surface for holding a hot plate of food, so Steve turns the design upside down.
I mean, who would have thought that using the hood of a car as a dining room table would have issues? I would have never thought. And it's right about now that Lester shows up with the $10,000 fans and Steve absolutely loses his shit.
Steve's fit hits the fan.
Does this go into a race car house?
I don't think so.
Thank you very much. No, absolutely not. Look at that. We can't put that in this house.
I don't disagree with Steve. I mean, these are pretty ugly fans. You know, I don't think they scream racing either. But imagine the company that donated these fans. They're expecting, like, the fans to be showed off. Maybe they get a nice little promotion out of it. And what they get instead is the host of the show absolutely shitting on their product.
That's the most gaudy thing I've ever seen in my life. No way.
But Lester is not a quitter, okay? He's going to find a way to make these fans work, but before that, he has to go to a different part of the house and royally fuck something up. Lester starts working on the diamond plate countertop, and Travis now loses his shit because he was in charge of that project.
Just wait on the diamond plate for me.
Oh, dude, no way.
We don't got the weather stripping underneath it, Dan. We asked everybody to not touch the diamond plate.
They've all got to be countersinked and stuff. If you want it to look right, it's got to be done right. That is like...
And I just don't understand what these guys even discussed on day one, because there's no boundaries of who's in charge of what project and what they can and can't do and what is off limits to certain people. It's like watching a bunch of people with ADHD just hobby jumping for an hour, which honestly is pretty validating for me. So now that Lester has properly fucked up the countertops, he does come up with an idea to fix up the fans, and his fix is basically just grind it down till it vaguely resembles what they need it to. And again, imagine the company watching this episode, just seeing their product just grind it to shreds because the original wasn't good enough for them. As day 3 winds down, Kurt has not made much progress on the racing chair, but the dining room table is getting mounted to the wall, and it's about as shitty as you thought it was going to be.
Check it out, check it out.
Now this is drive-in dining.
It looks like a death trap of sharp metal edges. Children have to live in this home.
It's been a productive day. The bar stools, the Honda hood, and the diamond plate countertop can be crossed off the to-do list.
Are all of these projects done? Because everything looks horrifically unfinished. This is done? This is what we're calling done? It doesn't look anything like the concept art. Where's the shocks? Where's the cool springs? You guys were at a junkyard. I feel like that would have been probably the easiest thing to find. So day 4 starts. Everybody's feeling the pressure because honestly, most things are not done. Just look at the house. And for some reason, Steve is having a good time with it.
I just want to say good luck. Have a great day.
Steve both loves to be like, haha, you guys don't have a lot of time left, but then also turn around and be like, yo, what the fuck are you guys doing? We don't have a lot of time left. And they call done way too early on these projects because they're still working on the table. You might have been looking at it and asking, how's it going to come up and down? Well, a really loud, slow-moving wench, of course.
Yeah.
It's a motorized Murphy table.
On the wine. Bring it down, boy.
Can you imagine how relaxing every meal is going to be from now on? Every time you hear this noise, you're going to think, dinner's ready. And what have I done? Meanwhile, the kitchen project just cannot catch a break because now Kurt has fucked up some serious measurements.
The team goes from Murphy's table to Murphy's Law. The boys on the hood just made a major mistake.
Oh my God, no, he did not.
You measured that, right? Can we put it up? Yeah. We just got set back about 4 or 5 hours, I believe, because it got measured wrong.
My bad.
Why did we let the robot guy measure the exhaust fan for the kitchen? Because remember, guys, fuck the homeowners. That's why. It's day 4 and the sex bed is just now getting started, but they realize they can't build it outside, so they move everything and start to weld metal inside, where everything is flammable. It's a miracle that every episode doesn't end with a catastrophic injury. Why am I even calling out the safety violations anymore? This is like pretty on brand for the show at this point. Lester gets the fans installed, and I gotta say, they do look better, but he should have just left it a solid silver. You can see he tried to get a little fancy with it, but it just ends up looking like vandalism. These fan belts are never ever going to be dangerous. They're always going to hold together and work. They're never going to snap suddenly, flying across the room, whipping someone in the face. That's never going to happen. Lester built it. You can trust Lester.
We're going to pound today.
And that's about where day 4 ends. Some progress made, but still quite a bit to do, and only one day left to go. So the final day starts. Supposedly, some of the projects are done, but looking around, nothing looks done. The hydraulics start to get wired into the bed, and just look at the amount of wires and just hardware. I can't imagine anything more relaxing than sleeping on top of a pressurized air cannon. Just listen to how relaxing it is.
Finally, something else working. It's good.
Each one of these houses is a Final Destination movie waiting to happen. So after a little shuffling, a little moving, we finally cobble together the exhaust fan in the kitchen.
That's cool. It makes it bump like that.
Is it cool, Lester? Is it cool that it makes that obnoxious noise? I feel like as they're running out of time, any shortcomings of these projects, they just script them in a way that it's like a feature. The only person that seems to not have made any progress whatsoever is Kurt and his racing chair.
That's not good.
Straight off the starting line, he blows a transistor.
With less than an hour left to go on the final day, it doesn't feel like they're going to make it in time. But when time is of the essence, there's only one thing that can save us. We need a montage. But even after the montage, Kurt still can't get his shit together.
The only project still not finished is the motorized racing chair.
Whoa!
Guys, you got 30 seconds.
Oh. Yeah, that works. We got
Somehow, with less than 30 seconds to go, Kurt manages to make the chair work, and they complete all of the projects. We're going to completely ignore the unsafe wiring and whatever is under that chair. All that matters is we did it. Everything's done. We won, baby. We did it. Or did we? I can't tell. They're celebrating, but look at the house. Everything still looks so messy. It's not done. There's no way that's done. Why are we celebrating? What is going on?
Before the Lopez's return, our monster decorating crew races in for some finishing touches.
Oh, there's a whole other day for cleaning and painting and proper interior design. So then the whole 5-day thing was a fucking lie. Wouldn't it have been better to focus on the design part? Like, shouldn't that have been part of the episode? Because that's where the makeover is. That's where the paint and stuff comes in. This is the makeover part.
The Lopez family crosses the finish line.
Designing is done. It's the next day. We got the new door with the racing stripe. The draft is gone. The smoke has settled, and it's time for the big reveal.
Welcome to your new house.
Oh my god! That is cool!
When we get to the fan, it's funny because Lester is like still trying to pitch that company's name.
You got your Fanimation fans. Here's your switch right here. Hey, let it crank up. They actually do work pretty good. Fanimation.
And it's like, Lester, buddy, after they see this episode, I don't think they're going to want to have anything to do with you guys. It's fine. Just let it be.
Take your pot. Come on over here. Put it on. What you want to do is you want to fill it up.
You know what would be better than a pneumatic tube, though? A faucet. Imagine having a toolbox as your kitchen counter.
There's a camshaft running my fan. Headers.
Every kitchen needs engine headers. Because remember, when I'm standing in a kitchen, I like to feel like I'm in a garage.
Exhaust them.
So you're going to keep this stuff?
That's staying right there.
What do you mean, Steve? Are you going to keep all this stuff? They don't have a choice. What if they said, no, are you guys going to take it down? I don't think so. So despite everything, despite how hideous every single one of these elements are, despite how impractical everything is, The family does seem to be genuinely stoked about their makeover, which is awesome because that's what it's about, right? Even though I feel like the wife doesn't all the way like it because she's kind of low-key slipping in some things in a very subtle way.
That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. All I can picture all day long is.
No, you're right, Carol. It is going to be very loud, up and down, all day. They're excited now, but after the crew and the cameras are gone and they actually have to start using this stuff, I think that's when the reality is going to set in. And I just, oh God, I wish the cameras could be there for that. That's the real reality of this that I want to see. I want to see how the family feels about the makeover after they've lived with it for 1 week.
Here we have controls on the sides. Both of the wheel wells are the place to store the toys. See? And then you
play PlayStation in here now?
Yeah, you like it?
All right. That room is pretty sick. If I was one of those kids, dude, I'd be pretty stoked. That honestly, the trunk couch turned out to be pretty cool. They got a new TV, a plasma TV. I think that technology was around for all of like 7 months. But the room looks awesome. They got the paint on the walls. It looks fun. This room, honestly, this looks cool. This turned out well. But you know, we had to save the best for last. It's time to reveal the master bedroom.
Oh, what? Oh my goodness, look at that.
That is just sweet.
He's never getting out of bed.
I'm never getting out of bed.
The dad in the family, he seems like genuinely excited. I love it. He's like a kid in a candy store. I refuse to believe that the rest of the family, especially the wife, is as excited. I feel like she's kind of playing it up for the camera. Just in my opinion, but whatever, man. They seem happy with it. But hey, we forgot about the robot chair. What happened to the robot chair?
Not only is this a comfortable chair,
No.
you can take this thing out.
Oh my God.
Drag racing on the weekend. Be careful. I mean, you'll go through.
Yeah, let's not shoot
will
through the
easily go through.
Kurt's like, dude, be careful. I barely got this put together in time. There's a lot of duct tape in there. It's honestly, between you and me, it's not finished yet, so just please be careful. Please don't sue me. It still looks like the same chair. Look at the concept art. It's yellow. There's like little checkered flags, a seat belt. There's no seat belt. They could have at least added, is there a seat belt? There's no seat belt. I'm looking at it right now. There's no seat belt. And I'm concerned with how excited the kid is about the chair because he knows what's up. He's going to take that thing for a spin down to his friend's house when dad's not at home. Easily the most dangerous thing in this episode, but it's cool as fuck.
It is the coolest thing. That is dope. You guys have seriously outdone yourselves.
Your face is betraying you, Carol. I don't think you're very excited about this. She's just like, wow, it's really cool. You guys really wow. No, I'm happy. We're all very happy.
Good job, guys.
All right, so good.
Bye, guys. Thank you for everything.
So that's it. That's episode 1 of Monster House. The builders are happy. The family is happy. They won the tools. Everyone's happy. Honestly, a really good first episode, but I'm telling you, this is the tamest episode of the series because it only gets more bonkers from here. Hey, if you've made it this far into the video, I want to thank you so much. It truly means a lot if you're still watching this because it means that I managed to be entertaining enough to get you to stick around. And I would really love it if you subscribe, hit the like button, and I would love it if you took the time to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you liked about the video, what you didn't like, what I could do better, or maybe even like future topics you would like me to cover. If you want me to cover more Monster House episodes, I think I'm gonna anyways, because this is just a goofy ass show that I think would be really fun to kind of make fun of. And yeah, man, this was great. I had a really good time. That's my first commentary video. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye. Bye YouTubers.
Just feel like breaking it.